1. The only part of the body that has no blood supply is the cornea of the eye. It receives oxygen directly from the air. 2. The capacity of the human brain is over 4 terabytes. 3. Up to 7 months old, a baby can breathe and swallow at the same time. 4. Your skull consists of 29 different bones. 5. When you sneeze, all bodily functions stop, even your heart. 6. The nerve impulse from the brain travels at a speed of 274 km/h. 7. One human brain generates more electrical impulses in one day than all the phones in the world combined. 8. The average human body contains enough sulfur to kill all the fleas on the average dog, enough carbon to make 900 pencils, enough potassium to fire a toy gun, enough fat to make 7 bars of soap, and enough water to fill a 50-liter barrel. 9. The human heart pumps 48 million gallons of blood in its lifetime. 10. 50,000 cells in your body die off and are replaced with new cells as you read this sentence. 11. A fetus acquires fingerprints at 3 months of age. 12. A woman's heart beats faster than a man's. 13. A man named Charles Osborne has been hiccuping for 6 years. 14. Right-handed people live, on average, 9 years longer than left-handed people. 15. Approximately 2/3 of people tilt their head to the right when they kiss. 16. Man forgets 90% of his dreams. 17. The total length of blood vessels in the human body is approximately 100,000 kilometers. 18. Breathing rate in spring is on average 1/3 higher than in fall. 19. By the end of life, a person remembers an average of 150 trillion bits of information. 20. 80% of human body heat escapes from the head. 21. When you blush, your stomach blushes too. 22. A feeling of thirst occurs when you lose 1% of your body weight in water. A loss of more than 5% can lead to fainting, and more than 10% can lead to death by desiccation. 23. There are at least 700 enzymes working in the human body. 23. Humans are the only creatures that sleep on their backs. 24. The average 4-year-old child asks 450 questions a day. 25. The unique fingerprints are those of koalas in addition to humans. 26. Only 1% of bacteria cause ailments in humans. 27. All the people on the planet can be comfortably stacked in a cube with a side of 1,000 meters. 28. The scientific name for the navel is umbilicus. 29. The tooth is the only part of the human body that is incapable of self-repair. 30. The average time it takes a person to fall asleep is 7 minutes. 31. A right-handed person chews most of the food on the right side of the jaw, and vice versa. A left-handed person chews most of the food on the left side of the jaw. 32. There are only 7% of left-handed people in the world. 33. The aroma of apples and bananas helps you lose weight. 34. The length of hair on the head, grown on average by a person during his life 725 kilometers. 35. Among people who can move their ears, only 1/3 can move one ear. 36. The average person swallows 8 small spiders in a lifetime. 37. The total weight of bacteria living in the human body is 2 kilograms. 38. 99% of all calcium in the body is in the teeth. 39. Human lips are hundreds of times more sensitive than fingertips. A real kiss increases heart rate to a frequency of 100 beats per minute or more. 40. The absolute strength of the chewing muscles on one side is 195 kilograms. 41. During a kiss, 278 different cultures of bacteria are transmitted from one person to another. Fortunately, 95% of them are not dangerous. 42. Parthenophobia is a fear of virgins. 43. Tooth enamel is the hardest tissue produced by the human body. 44. If you collect all the iron contained in the human body, you would only get a small screw for a watch. 45. There are more than 100 different viruses that cause the runny nose. 46. A kiss of sufficient duration is much better than gum to normalize the acidity in the mouth. 47. Banging your head against the wall can lose 150 calories per hour. 48. Man is the only animal that can draw straight lines. 49. A person's skin changes about 1,000 times during their lifetime. 50. A person who smokes a pack of cigarettes a day will discharge half a cup of tar in a year. 51. Women blink about half as often as men. 52. There are only 4 minerals in the human body: apatite, aragonite, calcite, and cristobalite. 53. A real passionate kiss triggers the same chemical reactions in the brain as skydiving and shooting a gun. 54. Men are considered dwarfs when they are less than 130 centimeters tall, women less than 120 centimeters. 55. Fingernails on the fingers and toes grow about 4 times faster than those on the feet. 56. People with blue eyes are more sensitive to pain than everyone else. 57. Nerve impulses in the human body travel at about 90 meters per second. 58. In the human brain, 100,000 chemical reactions occur in 1 second. 59. Babies are born without kneecaps. They do not appear until the age of 2 to 6 years. 60. If one identical twin is missing a tooth, the other is usually missing a tooth as well. 61. The surface area of the human lungs is approximately equal to that of a tennis court. 62. The average person spends 2 weeks in a lifetime kissing. 63. Blondes grow beards faster than brunettes. 64. White blood cells live 2 to 4 days in the human body and red blood cells live 3 to 4 months. 65. The strongest muscle in the human body is the tongue. 66. The size of a human heart is about the size of his fist. The weight of an adult heart is 220 to 260 grams. 67. From birth, there are 14 billion cells in the human brain, a number that does not increase until death. On the contrary, after 25 years, it decreases by 100,000 per day. In the minute you spend reading a page, about 70 cells die. After 40 years, the degradation of the brain accelerates rapidly, and after 50, the neurons, nerve cells, shrink and the volume of the brain shrinks. 68. At birth there are about 300 bones in a child's body, in adulthood there are only 206. 69. The small intestine of a man when he is alive is about 2.5 meters long. After his death, when the musculature of the intestine wall relaxes, its length reaches 6 meters. 70. A person's right lung can hold more air than his left. 71. An adult takes about 23,000 breaths and exhales per day. 72. The smallest cells in a man's body are sperm cells. 73. There are about 40,000 bacteria in the human mouth. 74. There are about 2,000 taste buds in the human body. 75. The human eye is capable of distinguishing between 10 million colors. 76. The chemical compound responsible for the ecstasy of love, phenylethylamine, is present in chocolate. 77. The human heart generates enough pressure to raise the blood to the 4th floor. 78. Sleeping burns more calories than watching TV. 79. Children grow up the fastest in the spring. 80. More than 2,000 left-handed people die every year because of an error in the operation of machinery designed for right-handed people. 81. It turns out that 1 in every 300 men is able to satisfy himself orally. 82. A man uses 17 muscles when he smiles and 43 when he frowns. 83. At the age of 60, most people lose half of their taste buds. 84. As we know, humans are animals too. However, we are the only ones who can copulate face to face. 85. When a person flies in an airplane, his hair growth rate doubles. 86. 1% of humans can see infrared and 1% can see ultraviolet. 87. If you are locked in a fully enclosed room, you will die from carbon dioxide poisoning, not from lack of air. 88. The average person spends 2 weeks of his life standing at a traffic light. 89. Statistically, only 1 person in 2 billion crosses the 116-year threshold. 90. A normal person laughs 5 times a day. 91. The average person speaks 4,800 words in 24 hours. 92. The retina inside the eye covers about 650 square mm and contains 137 million light-sensitive cells, 130 million rods for black and white vision and 7 million cones for color vision. 93. Our eyes are always the same size from birth, but our noses and ears never stop growing. 94. A person is about 8 millimeters taller in the morning than in the evening. 95. The eye's focusing muscles move 100,000 times a day. You have to walk 80 kilometers, 50 miles, a day for your leg muscles to make that many contractions. 96. The average person produces 1.43 pints of sweat a day. 97. Coughing is an explosive charge of air that travels at up to 60 miles per hour. 98. According to German researchers, the risk of a heart attack is higher on a Monday than any other day of the week. 99. Bone is 5 times stronger than steel. 100. Impossible to sneeze with your eyes open.